So here's what we're working on today. I bought a font the other day and it shipped with all the files I needed to use it as a web font. But unfortunately, the style sheet that they had that defined all of the font faces was full of garbage. It referenced EOT files that didn't exist. All the file names in it were wrong. It was missing some of the different fonts in it. It was of no use. So today I've got a folder full. Here, let's switch over. I've got a folder full of all of these WAF and WAF2 files, which are all I'm going to use. I don't care about support for browsers that don't support WAF and WAF2. That's fine. And I need to take all of those and make a style sheet that has all of the right thicknesses and font styles and font stretches for these fonts. The one thing to keep in mind is I only learned this recently, but when you're defining font faces, you can define you define the font family. You tell it what font family the file is. You tell it what font's weight the file is. So whether it's the bold or regular or whatever. You tell it what font style it is, so whether it's italic or not. And then you can also specify font stretch, which was introduced in CSS3, and I just never encountered it. And that means you can specify like semi-condensed, condensed, wide, all of those things, which allows you to just like control those straight from your CSS without having to mess around with having like the fonts. In this case, the font is called Gooper, and we've got a condensed and a semi-condensed. We could ignore the text ones because I've already got. I don't know why those are in there actually. I'm going to delete them actually because I already have Cooper text. So we've got semi-condensed, condensed, and those all come in a bunch of weights. And then we have regular, and it also comes in quite a lot of weights. And we're just going to generate all of them. I haven't decided which ones I'm going to use on the website that this is for. I'm definitely not going to use every single one we've got here, but I'll just get started. So I've got this. This is going to be a Ruby script, and we are going to make that executable and make sure we can run it. Cool, so that works. There's a start. The next thing I probably want to do is, oh God, sorry, I burnt the roof of my mouth and it still hurts. I probably just want to grab a list of all of the file names and because I only really care about the file names. I don't actually need to do anything with the files. I can do a little bit of globbing, so that's probably the easiest way to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and require pry because do everything with pry. So we'll start with that. See if that works. Cool. We're on Ruby 2.7, so we get a bunch of warnings, but that shouldn't matter to us. In fact, I'm just going to switch rubies. All right, perfect. No warnings. So I can do and that gets me all the WAF files, and that gets me all the WAF2 files, and that's probably everything. Gets me all the files total. Cool. Well, that's a start. So take that. All files. Oh, okay. Just gonna see chat. Next, how do I want to do this? So, really don't actually care about the extensions because we should have a matching WAF and WAF2 for every single one of these. So let's oops. So let's first I'm going to sort those and then I'll get them all the way I want them. So let's keep those sorted. That might not need that, but map these, and we're just doing a hacky thing here. So file name dot split on the period and take the first. And I didn't wrap that in a string. And that is not what I wanted. Oh, what is going on? Oh, I see what I did. I was using underscore. All files. Okay, so that gives us that, and that shows us that we want the second one of these. So we'll take that. That gets us that, and we also want to only have the unique ones, and we don't need that slash either. Remove it here. Slice 1 negative 1. So how to do that? I just forget how to do that. Nope. Whoa. Oh, why is it doing that to me? Slice, rain. Oh, it's a start and a length. If fast single out returns a range for one character at that index, fast start and a length returns fast range. Can I just pass an endless range? Hey, cool. So that's a start. So we got here So let's just, so that is ugly. Oh, close this for now. I don't need it. But that's a list of all the files. And I probably want to, I'm thinking of just using a regular expression to break all of these up. If I can, that seems like the easiest way to do things. And to do a regular expression, I always just pull up Rubular. And we can get our test strings here. So let's just this, and all files each. So I can. Oh, my scrolling's being weird. Grab all of these, pop them into Rubular, and now we've got a whole selection of things. So Gooper, all of these start with Gooper, good, and then we have an optional 5. And then some stuff which we'll worry about in a second, followed by a hyphen, and then by capital M. Those need to be, don't need to be escaped here, I guess. And so that's medium or light or bold or regular or black or semi-bold or thin or super. Cool, so that, nothing. So that captures all of the different thicknesses, and then there's an optional italic on the end. Excuse me. And so the next thing is we want to capture this semi-condensed versus, oh, it's not an optional 5, it's always there. We have an optional condensed or semi-condensed. Okay, so that generates each one of these, and first one, the first capture is whether or not the font, or the font stretch, so blank means regular, these ones down here are condensed, these ones are semi-condensed. Second capture is the weight, and the third capture is empty for regular or italic for italics. So we've created ourselves a nice big ugly regular expression, and we can copy that in. Feel good about ourselves. So we have a horrible regular expression. That's cool. Whoops, don't need to find anything. Next thing, let's just play with this here. So we have all files still, all files map. Match. I always forget the regular expression API. Cool. That'll work. Matches. Cool. So that's that. Just run that again. So, got a collection of matches. Now we're getting close to actually needing to generate some CSS because we can infer from each of these everything, but I think the easiest way for this to not, like, I'm doing this pretty hacky because it's a script, but it would be nice to have an object that I can just like call the things on, like font style, font weight, to get the appropriate values back and not have to like normalize all the nils and things and convert all of these things. So I'm going to throw together a simple class. And it's going to be called font face. It's going to accept a match. Oops. I'm admittedly not super used to VS Code. Just been playing around with using it on streams and stuff just because it's a little nicer and a little easier to follow for people than my like pretty customized Vim. So if I've miraculously not typed :W in here yet. So font face has a font family, which is actually just going to be Gooper every time. It has a font weight, which we're going to need to pull out of the match. It has a font style, which is either going to be italic or regular, and it has a font. What do I call it? Stretch? I believe the property is called font stretch. Like I mentioned before, I've not actually used this. Font stretch. Yeah. So, looks good. It has browser support for everything I care about. This is just for my personal site when I'm using this, so I really don't care about Internet Explorer. Font weight's the easiest one, so how I'm going to do that is just to combine that right in there. I'm going to go font faces equals matches.map, and we're going to take each match, and we're going to go font face.new match. So we have a list of them, and we can play around with them in the console. Font fact, spell things right. And we're going to spell more things right. And we're there. Cool. So font faces first font style. Well, let's just do the thing we know will work. Cool. Probably haven't horribly messed up yet. Font style. I thought that I defined that as binary.pry, but I did not. I did font weight. And I type out everything. We're going to do font style first because it's easier. Cool. So we got a match. Was it the third one? So, yeah. Perfect. And there should not be a fourth one. I guess that doesn't help. So, we're going to do the easiest thing, actually, which is match. The font style is, I believe, regular is the default. I'll have to double check that. And italic. Let's just ask the old MDN. Excuse me. Font style. Double check on that. Values. Normal. Perfect. So normal, and that should work. Oh, and we're gonna also need WAF2, WAF, and WAF2, or something. That actually seems wasteful. Let's just do file name. We'll just add the WAF and WAF2 when we write it out, since they're just the same thing. That actually seems like what I want to do. So let's try that. Chat, I need you to say more things so that we can enjoy my weird television chat thing. It's not really perfectly centered. I could probably do that better. It's also tiny, but it is what it is. Oh, I didn't realize my color went all weird. We can, we have the power to fix that. That's also weird. I don't know, I kind of like the weird colors. Let's just keep it weird. Keep it weird. What would Nintendo sue me for? There's nothing Nintendo anywhere here. Standard font weight is normal, not regular. Yeah, I already figured that out. But thank you, Alistair. Okay, where was I? Font, faces, and I was just gonna map. So font style should give me all italic. That's not the right answer. They're not all italic. So that's interesting. What did I do? Anyone catch what I did? Font style. Oh, match. Yes. So this was supposed to be match 3. But no. That looks more right. Do we have exactly one person here who isn't an admin? You mean a moderator? Yeah. So sorry, Graham. Everyone else is a moderator. You can be a moderator too if you want. If I can just like do it from here. Oh, no, I can't. Well, I can't easily do it right now, but then you can like ban each other if you want. Okay, so that's fixed. File name. First file name. Match. Now, how do we get the match 0 is just the whole thing, right? Okay, well that's perfect. That's all we need. Okay, let's do weight next. Weight hides in this value, we know, but we're gonna have to map the strings that we have to the appropriate numbers. Was there like an event in 2013 that caused you both to do that? Promotion or something? Font weights. So I'm just going to create a font weights hash, because why? Could use like a, oh, no, let's use a case statement. Changed my mind. And let's just review our files again. So, oh no, I was thinking that we'd have nils in this one, but this is the one column we don't have nils. So let's not worry about that. So let's just grab our values out of here. Or actually, no, we don't need to grab them out of here. We can just grab them out of here. It's one of those moments that I wish that I was in BIM. And let's these correctly. I don't know whether thin and light. Not actually, no, the deal there. Semi-bold is less than bold, but more than medium. Bold, black, super. Okay. Then I can do that. And oh, come on. Oh, that one's not the right spot. Oh, interesting. I don't need to do it. Oh, that's awkward. That doesn't do what I want at all. Nice try, editor. There we go. And these all just map to a number that starts with 2 zeros. And regulars 400, 500. Somehow I missed this one. 100. 700. 800. I'm back to being bad. Going from mouse to keyboard when you're not 100% that those thin and light are correct. I don't know what the easiest way to check is. Oops, probably to look at the files. Can I like open Finder? Oh, these are WAF2 files. I can't easily open them. So that looks vaguely right. Worst case scenario, these first two are wrong. Weights, 300 is light, and 100 is considered thin. Where's this list in here? Black. Okay, we've mapped them slightly differently. I don't really care. I'm just going to leave them as is. As long as light is thicker than thin, then presumably we're fine. Okay, so that's that. That was boring, but we've got it now, and we should have the ability to map to font weight, and it'll probably blow up or something. No, that actually looks correct because I know the first ones were really heavy, and I think it's file name. Boom, file name 2. Okay, we're doing real good. We're getting pretty close to actually generating the CSS. We need font stretch. Font stretch is the last one. So let's refer to MDN again for the font stretch. The appropriate values. So we have semi-condensed, condensed, extra condensed, ultra condensed, semi-expanded, expanded. So we don't care about those because we only have these two, so we're just mapping two values. Match one, or not if match one, let's just do a case statement. When condensed, then condensed, when semi-condensed. Okay, that's the default value. Normal. I'm gonna use ligature fonts. I've never liked ligature fonts. They're like, I certainly wouldn't use them for a stream. I like the idea of them, but in practice they all just seem kind of annoying. If it could be like, if they could be better at being like contextual ligatures, like if the editor was really smart about applying them, I'd entertain the idea, but I found them just to be a little bit too quirky. I mean, because I spend most of my time in the terminal, it's like, I I can't use ligatures there because they just end up like ligaturing random things that happen to be adjacent, and I'm not into that. That's really annoying. I like aesthetically like the look of them, but in practice that doesn't work. At this point, I think we need to just generate some ERB, which don't normally have to manually do ERB, but that's not what I need. ERB Ruby. Let's see if this person's helpful. Give me the simplest example. No, I don't need a tutorial on Ruby. I just need to. That's a start. So I don't know, what if I just, what's the simplest? We'll start by requiring ERB and see where we get. I guess I can sort of write out the template the way I want it to work. What's the syntax for this again? This? Is that right? So for each one of these, it's going to be something like font faces dot each do font face. Oh, why did I do that? Why did none of you call me on it? Do that, and for each one of these we want at font face. We can even refer to the original. So font faces look something like this. Here we're going to have font face dot. Well, I even named the methods like this. Wow. I wonder where my brain was. Living in JavaScript land, I guess. Used to the keyboard that I switched to today, apparently. Cool. Okay. Font face dot, that's font family. It's going to be font face dot font weight. And then we're going to also need font stretch. These two are both going to be the same. Oh, I spelled font face wrong. File name. The WAF and the WAF2. Anything. We got family. We got weight. We got no style. Style. Cool. Okay, that looks like a template. Maybe put spaces between them or something. Oops. If it was ever used, if it's got a unique enough name, you could like do git log -s, like capital, I think it's capital S, for like searching for commits that contain the string. and it would be reasonable to do a git log-s for the name of the scope and then examine the commits that are close to the commit that added the scope in the history. That'd be a good sort of ballpark way to hunt for it. Okay, so what did I call that? Variable template. So that is stuff. Now we probably need to refer to this thing. So using new simple template. So that's not going to work, but this. Well, we did it. We're done. I guess it just uses the current binding by default. As a result, now we need to print it out. And we don't need this extra line apparently. And there you go. I thought we were going to have to do something with bindings to get going here, but I guess I don't need to do that at all. This appears to have generated, let's see, font stretch normal, font stretch condensed, font style normal, font, yeah. Yeah. WAF and WAF2 are supported by all browsers that you're going to care about at this point. So you don't really need to do much these days, as long as you don't need to support Internet Explorer. WAF2 will get you like better compression and stuff on the fonts, so there'll be smaller font sizes. But yeah, you're good to go. So I think that's it for the stream. We took this long list of files that I had and used it to generate font face declarations that had the correct family, style, weight, stretch, and source files. I'll be able to just pipe the result of running the script into a file, and then I probably just overwrote the one that's in here because of case insensitivity on Mac OS that I forgot about. Yeah, and I'll be able to just copy this into the project where I'm using it and hopefully be good to go. If not, well, that's too bad. But thank you everyone for, here, let's switch back to, thanks everyone for coming out. Hopefully I will do more streams since, I'm trapped in my house. But yeah, see y'all later.